Assalamu alaikum. Earlier today I had described the two religions that's yoked together, and I described some of the Christian concepts as far as how you see them in the public, as far as around their holiday, and also I also tied Islam to the numbers, and also that goes along with the months, you know, January, February, March, all the way up to December or whatever. All right, but I focus mainly of combining the two religions, and use one concept from one religion and use a methodology from another religion to describe one of the Christian holidays. And I know it doesn't do Christianity or those who's in the Christian religion any justice, showing that to get their concept of their most holiest concepts used in the public, to have it aided by another religion, and also that other religion in the public right now is it appears that they are very different, you know, and especially if you someone who haven't even tried to understand the religion of Islam. But I want to present or describe one thing in Islam that helps you, and actually this is for my my sons and daughters, for their use when they get older and they run into trouble, and they may not have someone from either one of the religions to explain this concept to them. That happens pretty much to everyone, and I'm not cheating by doing this, because one of the things that's important is that you carry your you carry your own weight, meaning that you can't necessarily get help from the outside in certain periods of your life, you know. And this is important for the development of a person, you know, being able to carry the weight of their own decisions. And throughout history, especially in this country, we see where many have gotten help from their families, their parents, whether it's financial or been cued in on the understanding of more religious concepps because they live in the same home, and also the parents have they are successful in their marriage. They stay married a long time, and to have a child grow up to see what it takes for a marriage to last so long, that's a really big plus as far as being able to actually witness that. So you out in the public, you have that help, or those people whose families who manage to stay together and they just lived in the same house. That's help, you know. But I know many who didn't get that help because their family broke up early. You know, baby just born and the parents fall out, fighting with one another over one reason or the other or another, and they shortchange the child or the children is shortchanged early in the development of the family, because their family did fall apart or break up. And when I want to explain this concept, and this is mainly going to help or aid my children. I only have 2 children left, meaning that matter of fact, only one, because my 13-year-old, he's considered a man, so he's not a child anymore. So I have one child. He's 8, and he is who he is. But this is also for him when he get older. All right, but this is to piggyback off of the concepts that was described in the previous video, and just want to tell you about the two religions that was put together, sort of the same fashion. And this is not considered yoked as described in the other video. This is how Islam presents itself to help those who's in these families how to handle themselves to help their program get down the road. The Christian sign is this here, and the Islamic sign is, well, it can go either way. It can be like this here, and this is in the beginning, and if you see it like this here, this is at the end. The crescent, you have two crescents within the month. You have one in the beginning, this is the beginning, and you want to have the one at the end, and this one is seen at the end. When the month is finna go out, once you see this, I think almost the very next day, it's going to disappear, and then the day passed, then another day, then this here will appear in the sky. And this is the new moon. This is considered the new moon. And from my point of view, the way I see things, this is also represents Adam. And you can look at that, and just that shape. Anytime you see this crescent or a curve, for me, Islam comes up. So no matter where I see a curve, anywhere, be it a number or a letter, or even walk down the street and I see a tree bowed over like that, bent over like that, I immediately think of Islam. The curve, I think of that curve. You see it in the sky, and like this here when it's a rainbow. In the story of Noah, it's talked about, and it's displayed as a ship or an ark. You see it like that. And for me, all of that, anytime you see a curve, it goes back to Islam. Islam is no joke. And I've said over and over again, man, you see, I see the prophet everywhere. All right, but just to help with the development, and I'm not saying that I got this concept down to where it's worked for me. Because I'm going through this is my second breakup. I didn't ask for this one though, but in the numbering scheme, you see this. You see this here, and I'll start with this one here. You see this here. And if you can't recognize it, you see it. It's a number 2. It's a number 2. And this is the building of two concepts. You have one at the top and one at the bottom. One at the top and one at the bottom. And there's a story that accompanies what happened, and it happens in everyone. And we just seen it happen last year. And a lot of people are recovering from that situation. We had a pandemic and had a lot of social distancing, and what was good was not sufficient enough, and what was bad was what was really, well, not say bad, or the weak was had to step up to keep the society running, because all those big boys, they was ushered into their homes, but they was told, y'all don't go to work, and you might get sick. So they let the little guy go to work, and the little guy had to manage the businesses, because the big boys was stuck in the house. They were scared because they thought they were going to catch a cold or something like that. And it's understandable. There was a pandemic going on. An airborne thing. And there's a story of the prophet where the angels was on their way to destroy a city, and they got knowledge that there was one of Allah's servants that was in that city, and when they got word that one of Allah's servants was there, but that servant wasn't working toward helping the people come into a good understanding of what God wanted. That servant wasn't doing his job. And they asked Allah. They said, so and so is there, and we're going to flip the city over. And the command was, but flip it over with him in it. He in there too. And one who hear that story, you automatically think that there's a punishment not only on the city, but also a punishment on the servant for not putting forth not being successful in helping that society be better guided, you know. So the angels went and flipped that city over, you know. So meaning, you know, when you hear that, meaning what was good is now bad, or what was good and being used is no longer good because it's no longer something good to use, you know. So it's upside down. Upside is now down, and what was on the bottom is now on top, you know. And that's what the term upside down come from, you know. And this here is two signs put on top of one another. And it's actually, this is the original, and it's like the number 2. And if you take that sign and you flip it, and once you finish flipping it, you'll get that, which is a number 5. But also, this is the same, like we talked about two things pulling in the other video. They named it as yoked. Well, this is Islamic concept. You know, you have this. Yeah, that's this section of the cross. You know, this is the right side, and these are the legs. You know, and it's standing on the crescent. You know, so actually the crescent is supporting the cross. You know, in this side, the cross, this section of the cross is supporting the crescent, you know. And this is how one is supposed to handle their family structure. Really, this is a sign on how to handle your family structure. And if your way of handling things cease to be good to support your structure or your family structure, then you are no longer at the top, or you're no longer at the bottom, because you know the support comes from the bottom. You know, you're holding things up. But if things what you're doing is you can no longer hold up those things, those who was on top now is on bottom. You know, so now it's their turn to support you. You know, this is an Islamic concept. Stand you up. In the yoke concept, it's say what, 50-50. This is real common in society. 50-50. You know, and when the people go through a breakup, they say, okay, we're gonna split y'all up, you know, 50-50. You know, you get a chair, okay, she get a chair. You get a table, okay, she get a table. You know, if they say they split you up 50-50. You know, that's what they telling me. But actually, if you want your family to survive, you're supposed to give 100%. You know, and this right here, this also still is a Christian concept. They say you're supposed to give wholeheartedly to the religion. I'm talking about the religion of Christianity. That's the same as Islam. You give yourself your whole heart. You know, all of you to the religion, 100%. It ain't no 50-50, 20-80. You know, no, it's 100%. And this is how you're supposed to support your family. And when you're the man, these concepts are for men, or those who step out on the road to be educated so they can take a serious, strong support of their family. That means the wife or the woman, she can take on these concepts just like he can take on these concepts. As a matter of fact, she can be more successful materially and support the family, probably even more so better than him. You know, but even that, she's supposed to give 100%. It would be best for the family if they gave 100%. So, in this concept, you know, you have in just this right here. Let me erase this, and erase that, and erase this, and I'll get that. You know, and you have this concept right here. And let's say this is the family, and this is the man, or it can be the woman. You know, and there's a time in your development developmental stages of getting to the destination that you want. You want to raise your kids up and get them off to school so they can be independent. You want to be independent. Things happen where you lose certain things that you was using to support the family, and this thing can get flipped upside down. What was on top was on bottom, what's on bottom was on top. And instead of looking like this, you wind up looking like that. But this is useful, just as useful as this. You may be uncomfortable because you're not in your comfort zone, you're not where you started, but it's still useful. It's still understandable. Okay, baby, I'm not as who I was when I first started out for XYZ reasoning. I need you to step up. As a matter of fact, he don't even ask. She already have an understanding. This thing is something that is accepted without being forced on a person. And that's it. All this is Islam. When you see these numbers, these are straight up Islam. It's no longer the way it is, but it's not recognized as from the Christian religion. And I'm going to leave that right there because I have some comments as to why, they are not, or they were not given the concepts that help make their program more stronger and more sturdier and more clearer. There's reasonings behind that. But this is the Islamic idea of being equally yoked. And bottom line, it's not equal. You're supposed to give wholeheartedly. You're supposed to give 100%, regardless on if you're happy or unhappy with your mate, or if you're happy or unhappy with your family or your children. You still working as if, well, matter of fact, not as if. You're still working because you're giving 100%. You give 100% support when they criticize you. You give 100% support when they let you down. You give 100% support when they mess up. You give 100% support, no matter what's going on. And that's where a lot of people get and they get off. They get mad and figure like, hey, it's my job to make sure that the other person giving their 50%. I gave my 50. I'm waiting on you to come on and give your 52. But that's a misconception. And it is a misconception in society, and it's a misconception in more than just society. But this is Islam, and this is Islam coming to correct what was revealed in the past. You give 100%. You give 100%. And the numbering schemes, actually, there's only 3 numbers, really. Only 3 numbers. And the rest of them is a duplicate of another number. And I just showed this is one number. Just flip. And if you look at the days of the week, this is Monday. Sunday is the first day. Tuesday is the second day. They have Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday is the 5th day. We have Monday and Thursday. Both of them are useful in the week. And they say what? The prophet used to pray on what? He used to pray on Mondays. He used to pray on Thursdays. And the 6th day is the Jummah. These numbers, they flow in line with the way that they laid them out in the days of the week and also the months of the year. But if you don't know that, then all you see is numbers. But for a Muslim who see these and can possibly understand them, they see people. They see people. And with those people comes a different character, different disposition, a different knowledge, maybe a whole different language. Not language like English, Spanish. It's not language like that, meaning of words, things like that. And this is the other side of being yoked. This is the Islamic side. This is how you yoke your family together. Your parents, each one of them, 100% support of the other, regardless on what the other want, no, regardless on what they profess, things like that. So it takes a really big person to step up and do the job. And a lot of times people who does that, or people who do that, they feel like they're the only one who's doing it. You know, but their position is, you know, with or without you, we're gonna get this thing done, with or without you. You know, but when they flip and that person is no longer usable because it's a pandemic and everyone is pushed into the house, they can't go out and work. You know, they need the little guy to get out there to support the family. Well, you know, I can't go into work. They still paying me, but I can't go in to work. But the little guys, the guys who's on the lower level, they're going in to work. They keep that thing running. You know, this place got flipped upside down last year. This is what, 2021, 2020, very challenging. You know, and a lot of people not around. They lost their life, you know, dealing with that stuff. You know, but that's my little spiel on that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna post this because I didn't present it as I had thought I would present it. But I think it's understandable, and this is for my children. It's not just for my children. It's for everybody who have a mind or a heart. You know, and also this is me. You know, I have people from other religions been helping me. All last year, I had someone from another religion, whole different backgrounds, step up to help me. Because those who supposed to be my family or my support, they were long gone. And I found myself out there by myself, you know. And like, wow. And Christians, they come up and they help me out. You know, they comforted me, checked in on me. You know, so they surely and truly got a friend for me. You know, and it was real. It was very, very real. All right, but I'm gonna let that go. And I want to say, hopefully I didn't offend anybody from any side of the religious fence. And I want to say thank you. And also I would like to say thank you to Christina for asking the question. Assalamu alaikum.